But this week we've been able to release some very, very exciting news, and that's that the JDA are receiving matching funding from the Joseph Rowntree Trust, a very, very prestigious organisation. What this money will do, which is actually £28,000, which is a considerable amount of money, that money will be going to continue to promote democracy. Many people might ask why we need that money, but going over to Westminster, as I did, the Rowntree Foundation were quite appalled at the state of democracy within the island, the democratic deficit, if you like. That's why they were prepared to endorse us. And I think all the people in the island can really take a lot of heart from the fact that they now have an organisation that has got that recognition from a very, very renowned organisation. Funding in politics is a very big issue, I think, particularly in Jersey now. If people can cast their minds back to the 2005 elections, you had a group called Elect Jersey 2005. They were offering so-called independents large sums of money to support them. Many questions come out of that. Is someone really an independent if they're getting funding, which, as I have to point out to people, the sources of this money was never ever revealed. In fact, many politicians actually inquired where this money was coming from, and yet no answers were ever given. This money might be from good, it might be from fully genuine sources. However, the question has to be asked, what is that money buying? What influence is that money buying? And people will ask the question, of course, why did independents need that money? Well, the real answer to those questions is that money was provided to stop the JDA. It was used to create a negative perspective of the JDA. And of course it gave a very unfair advantage. Currently the government has nothing in place to stop such funding being made available. No one has to account for it. No one has to reveal where their sources are. And yet the government wants to bring in legislation to totally control and regulate parties, which is fine by us. We've always presented our accounts. The JDA have been totally open in what we've done with the Reform Trust. We're very proud of it. It's a positive. But the key issue for us here with this funding from the Joseph Rowntree Trust is about transparency. It's about accountability. The JDA have really done this in the right way, and that's at total odds with the Elect Jersey in 2005. The money's there. Nobody knows where those sources were. Where did that money come from? How much was spent? What was it used for? At the moment, the government have no regulation in place. Where with the JDA, we've always opened our accounts to our members. It's presented at the AGM. It's all above board. As I say, it's transparent, and that's what I really want to stress. With this so-called money for independence from Elect Jersey, there's no accountability, and that's what we've surely got to rectify. We really need the government to grasp that nettle, really put some regulation in place so there's a level playing field, because at the moment there isn't. And if nothing is put in place, we'll get the same scenario at the last election, potentially millions of pounds being spent. Who knows where that money is from? Who knows what it's buying? Is it buying influence? What is it buying? That's the question. Let's create that level playing field. Let's do it the way the JDA have done it. Let's be accountable. Let's be transparent. Why a party? That's a question many people will ask. Well, for me, with a party, you get accountability. People who vote for a party know what they're going to get. You know who your leader is going to be if your party wins. With independents, with the best will in the world, you might have an individual who works very, very hard for the people, but they can't carry much forward. That's the difference with the party. You could say it's strength in numbers, but it's being able to take a policy forward. That's where the strength lies. If you look around most, to be fair, democracies have a party system. Ultimately, I think that's inevitable in Jersey. We're really leading the way with that, and it can only be a positive for the long-term future of Jersey, I think. I keep coming back to it, but accountability, transparency, that's what a party's going to offer people. If you elect a party and they don't perform, you can get rid of them. With independents, that's not really an option. It's dribs and drabs, no real change. So for party, as I say, you know what you're going to get. And there's that sense of belonging. You can play a part in a party. And that's what we need. We need to be informed from grassroots level. We need you, the public, to play a part in that party. Politicians should be servants of the people. The people aren't there to serve the politicians, where all too many so-called independents at present seem to think that we're there to provide them with a job. That's not the case. And we need parties. Surely we need parties. At the moment, parties do exist. You have an establishment in Jersey, which is effectively an establishment party. You might not see that. They might not have colours. They might not have names on the election and the ballot papers. But that party exists, and it's a very, very powerful lobby. With the JDA and a party system, we're offering you an opposition. People are really the lifeblood of a party. We really need people to be involved, because that's what makes a party work. So I'd appeal to everyone out there. Join the JDA. Play a role. Give yourself a real voice, because the JDA can be that voice. And together, we can make the difference between failure and success.